Before I get started with this wonderful karma-like news, I have to give one of the biggest shout outs and a huge cyber hug to Lisa Cabrera all the way from the DMV, all the way up to the tri-state area for sending me this exclusive bit of news. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. You want to know what's so crazy? I actually did a video, a Triple P might I add, like last week on the Coonstress, saying, could this be the moment we were waiting on? Then I just recently did a video about the lawsuit that Kim Klacik is bringing up against her, the $20 million defamation suit that she's bringing up against her. And then lo and behold, this gets sent to me. And this might be that moment. See what happens when you just put stuff out into the universe and the universe responds back to you. You ask and you shall receive. This might be the one. Who knows? I'm telling you, she's getting moment after moment, but this is a big one. If this is not the moment, it's a huge one. In fact, if it is not the definitive one. So a lot of people have seen this picture of the Coonstress. This is not a new picture of her. This is an old picture. I think she said this back in 2016 when she had some kind of an illness or sickness or something like that. I'm looking at it. It says, in my earlier Periscope, I spoke about the illness that ravaged my life and left me bedridden for 6 months in late 2016. And this is how she looked. So this is an old picture, but I feel that this one picture goes with the narrative that we are painting right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. And this article that I am reading from is coming from Salon.com. It was posted August 31st, 2021 at 5:55 p.m. And the title reads, Candace Owens reportedly hit with sudden illness, but claims it's absolutely not WUVID. To debunk the claims, Owens says she is hanging out in the mountains at a high altitude. I'm telling you, this chick most likely has it, but her ego is not going to allow her to say that she does because of how she feels it'll make herself look in front of her fans and her constituents with all the BS that she's been spilling about it for the last I don't know how many months. But let's get into it. And let me be honest right here. Even if she doesn't have WUVID illness, that's fine with me. Right-wing firebrand, more like right-wing fire crotch, Coonstress, the grifting princess, can't stress it enough. She totally doesn't have WUVID-19, despite a speaker telling a conservative gathering over the weekend that she could not attend due to a quote-unquote sudden illness. On Friday night at the Texas Youth Summit, a conservative gathering of college students, a speaker on the main stage told the audience that Owens wasn't there and would not be making her scheduled speech. Although the nature of this alleged illness was not mentioned, the issue caught fire on Twitter, with many users wondering whether Owens, a fervent and outspoken right-wing opponent of scene mandates and mask requirements, had contracted WUVID-19. And there it is right there. That's why she doesn't want to admit if she has it or not. And why is she going in the mountains at a high altitude? Like, she has to get that far away from her crap? Well, you know what? Illness or not, let her stay up in the mountains. That speculation was further fueled by Owens' recent social media remarks, boasting that family members around her had fallen ill while she herself remained healthy during the pandemic. I'm unvaccinated. I've been to 6 countries and 28 states since the start of this pandemic, maskless outside of planes, and I still don't have WUVID, Owens tweeted last week. Well, it seems to me that if she does indeed have WUVID, that tweet did not age well. I slept next to my husband every night that he had it, what amounted to a light chest cold, and I still never got it. How? Owens, who was spotted in London late last week, took to Twitter on Monday to announce that she doesn't have WUVID, saying that she was hanging out on an aspen mountain. This might rank as the best conspiracy theory ever drafted about me. Unfortunately for you, I'm at the top of an aspen mountain with my family in limited reception, she stated. Well, thank God for that. That means we won't have to hear from you. I'm still proudly unvaccinated and unmasked. Last week, Owens was hit with a $20 million defamation lawsuit over statements that she made about former Republican congressional candidate Kimberly Klacik, who last year ran unsuccessfully for the Maryland seat formerly held by late Representative Elijah Cummings. The Hefty alleges that Owens, in a June Instagram video, made defamatory comments about Klacik, including allegations that she had committed campaign fraud, money laundering, illegally used drugs, and was a madam of a strip club. At the Texas event where Owens was booked to speak, there was no shortage of other headlines in her absence. Representative Louis Gohmert of Texas suggested to the throng of college students on Friday night that instead of taking the Wuvit-scene, they could treat the disease with ivermectin, and I'm probably mispronouncing it, the anti-parasitic drug that has become wildly popular among conservatives. Notice who has become wildly popular amongst. There is no scientific evidence that ivermectin, more commonly administered to horses, is effective against the virus. Now you are telling me that these fools out here are taking a drug that's meant for horses? This is worse than the hydrochloroquine thing that 45 was trying to get people to take last year. They want people to take something that is for a horse, a four-legged Clydesdale. Are you kidding me? And I bet you some fools out there would do it, because last year, remember about the bleach thing that 45 said, and some of them was out there actually drinking bleach. These are some fools. These are some new and old fools. The anti-parasite drug is allegedly flying off shelves of local farmer supply stores, according to the various local news reports, who say some feed stores are struggling to keep it in stock. Salon's Nicole Carlos reports that's because the drug has become a political flashpoint enveloped in the culture wars, just like nearly everything else related to the pandemic. Oh, like I said, even if this heifer does not have Wuvit, just knowing that she is ill and that she's up in the mountains with limited reception is fine with me. But I'm telling you right now, she most likely has it, but she doesn't want to say that she does because of all of her antics will come back and bite her in the ass, and she knows that. This woman has said a bunch of propaganda-based things when it came to this virus and this pandemic over the last year. Basically, the same thing that 45 and many people over there on that side tend to do. Now, is there some stuff out there about this virus that's probably out there, and I'm not going to go too deep into the rabbit hole with that one? Yeah. But what they're talking about can cost people their lives. She's up here talking about she was jet setting all these places, never wore a mask, and all types of stuff like that. And I'm going to be honest, I bet you she probably did wear a mask. She probably just didn't wear it where people could see her wearing it. She probably did. This, like I said, this woman is a whole fraud, but she has to know this is karma coming back on her. She has to know that. I mean, she got a defamation lawsuit coming up against her 1 week, which is $20 million. And I think that's around the ballpark range of her net worth, or not even exceeding. Then she gets this sudden illness and she's up in Aspen in the mountains with limited receptions with her family. Then she said she was laid up next to her husband and didn't even catch it, which is a strong possibility that she couldn't have caught it, because there are people that have family members, that have it, and they might, have a spouse that doesn't get it. It happens. So I will give her that one. However, I think she actually does have it. She doesn't want to say. Just like when we knew 45 had it and he had to go to Walter Reed. Excuse me. I'm just a little excited. Same thing. She, like I said, she put so much out there that she's not going to bring herself to say, oh, I got it, because then she knows that the people are going to hammer down on her about what she said. And she knows that. So she has to keep up this facade. Well, here's the thing, Coonstress. We're going to see how long this illness lasts. But knowing her, this thing could last 2 weeks and she'll just say it was a cold. Knowing her. And it's not even flu season. I'm waiting for her to slip up and say something else dumb. I'm waiting for it. And I know what's going to happen, because she can't help herself. She can't. I'll take this little victory lap right now. As a matter of fact, we all gonna take this victory lap. Just get up and run one big lap around the wherever it is that you are, the circumference of your home, around the block, whatever it may be. I told people her karma is not gonna come from us. It's gonna come from the people that she claims supports her, or from nature. And right now, nature is kicking the Coonstress ass. And I am enjoying and loving every single solitary millisecond of it. It could not have happened to a much more deserving, pathetic, spineless, jellyback, skank bitch like her.